Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of Cardano's ADA, reviewing what's been going on most recently and what I think is likely to happen next. As I get into the video, do smash the like button if you find it useful and informative. If you're new to the channel, why not consider subscribing? You can of course unsubscribe later. Let's jump right down into the video for today. So ADA paired up with USDT on the BitGet spot exchange 1 hour time frame. Now I'm not feeling too great this morning. I think I finally caught what the family have had. So I'm going to try to keep this one brief, yet give you all the information I think you need to know about for the weekend. So let's see what's going on here. We were expecting this kind of fifth wave movement to the upside, and it actually looks like it kind of finished short. Now it's possible that it can continue runs up a little bit further in here, and it could become an expanding flat correction, which is not expanding flat, an expanding diagonal, sorry. And we test the equilibrium, okay? Still possible. However, before we can kind of see that, I suspect that we probably have to see a little further downside, a little further price action to the downside. So I still think there's room to the upside here. However, there's a couple of different ways of looking at it. And one of the things that we need to be sure on is that we are completely done and complete with the top, and it's not concrete just yet. So we have ourselves here a potential breakdown a little bit deeper than the 250 EMAs that you see here on the hourly chart, but I wouldn't expect it to kind of come down too much deeper. I would probably say it needs to hold above the wave 4 low, so we shouldn't cross down lower than this, but it's quite broad from where it is at the minute at 30.355. So, you know, from our current price, you know, that's got to stay above that 0.79% drop. So as long as we stay above this, actually it's deeper than that, isn't it? It's down here. You can see I'm not right today. 1.68%. So we want to stay above this level, 30.5355. On the high side, I'm going to remove that one. We don't need that. And so yeah, so this is kind of where it sits at the minute. I am still looking for that slightly higher price action. Well, I do think it's still possible that we see it coming in on this move here, basically between 31.5 and 31.8. Now, there's still, as I said, that move to the downside. We can still correct down quite a bit here, but I suspect that we'll get that break to the upside. Now, from our momentum indicator, we are almost oversold on our hourly chart, but we are overbought on the 4 and 8 hour. So it shows us with potential breakdown before we get a break upwards. And that's okay because we are looking for a 3-wave pattern. Okay, so we can look here and we can say to ourselves, it looks like it's actually potentially completed a 3-wave pattern. But we could also argue that actually all of that is just an A wave and we've got to come down a little bit deeper for our B wave before we can go and complete the C wave. Okay, so for the most part, this is how I think it's going to play out. We are going to move down, probably towards the area of previous resistance around the 30.7 level, and then we're going to rally on up and we're going to tap into our yellow box at 31.5 to 31.8. That's how I think. But anything that goes down lower, if price does go down lower than 30.5355, then we are done with the highs, and the highs just truncated over here and it's done. Okay, so we have to bear that in mind. There's a couple of different ways of looking at it. I still think there's room to the upside, but you know, at least we know what numbers would create an invalidation on that. So essentially here, I'm looking for a down, then up, and then a bigger break to the downside afterwards. Okay, and there's going to be some fantastic opportunities with that. Now, from our daily time frame, you can see that we completed the 3-wave pattern upwards, and so we are looking for further downside price action-wise on our daily time frame. It's going to take some time to play out, months probably, and we are going to be looking at targeting down here at the 18-cent level, which is incredibly cheap for ADA. So there's no guarantees of this. This is why I have a broader range between 19 and 22, but 18 is definitely possible. So we need to kind of keep these things in mind. How to invalidate that? A bigger move to the upside above 46.17 is kind of what you'd have to look for and have to see in order to kind of get that one to play out. Moving over, here's a cleaner view of that. You can see that we are still targeting this low. This is actually broader, 15 to 18. That's the kind of more pessimistic kind of view on it, but it's the same kind of structure exactly as we were looking at over here, only we're taking a look at the 1 to the 1.236 on the fib scale. Okay, and this is just a cleaner view of that. So for the most part, yeah, we're still looking bearish. We're below the 50 EMA, we're below the 200 EMA. So the 200 EMA is our trend to the downside, our trend filter, and so essentially that is giving us the idea that we are still bearish here on ADA, at least for now. Moving over into, I think, the weekly time frame here, not so much this one, maybe it was on here, let me check. Right in here, yeah. So as you can kind of see, we are still also in this bearish trend line to the downside, failing to break and close above it on a weekly time frame. You can see that we've got a little wick here above, but for the most part, it still remains bearish below the 50 and 200 weekly EMAs. So yeah, we expect further downside on a slightly longer term scale. So cheaper prices on ADA, I think, is something that we will expect to see later in this year. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I think I'm going to leave the video right there. So nice and brief today. If you found it useful, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe. Don't forget to join us down on Discord as well, guys. Link for that is also down in the description below. Until the next one, have a fantastic day.
We are not financial advisors. None of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.